briefly stand up and let's recognize them. I'll read off their names, but our visiting Rotarians, thank you very much for joining us today. You may be seated. That was Kristen and Tamara from Newcastle, Bob and Nancy from Sooner, Jim Dembowski from Auburn, but a lot of you know Jim, and he's coming right back to Norman, so let's give him a hand. And from Sooner Club, also from Sooner Club, we have Nathan and Peggy, Lee, and then Bill Wallace. Bill, this is twice in 2 weeks. Are you looking to switch clubs, or are you joining us?
I'm not switching clubs, but I am going to.
All right. Did you? Bob? I did. Bob and Nancy Bill, sorry. I did get also you from Sooner Club. So, Liz, do you want to introduce your guests here today? Come on up here.
Okay, we're going to go around the tables very quickly. So we'll start with everyone asked me if my dad was here. My dad did not make it, but my aunt and uncle made it from Edmond. So please welcome Pete and Jane Gray. They look just like very similar names. My dad's one of 7 children. So I'm going to go around the table. Y'all just wave. This is Barrett, Lucas, Jamie, Chris, my husband Matt, my good friend Linda, Robert, Brendan, Michael, Evie, Kurt, and also Robert. So, anyone else? No? Okay, great.
I'll get back on that later, Kurt. All right, very good. I have some guests as well, so I'd like to introduce my guests over here. So we have Conrad Sartorius. He's the son of one of my colleagues at OU, Chris Sartorius. You've heard from him before. His fiancee, Shabnam, is with him all the way from Afghanistan, I might add. And one of my former students here, Mustafa Sayedullah from East Turkestan, and his mom, Abby. So welcome to my guests. Do you want to do your announcement right now?
Maybe not. Well, a lot of people were asking me, what is this fashionable scarf? And yes, we're getting into the holiday season, but I'm going to let this fine lady take a drink, get your mouth, and you can explain, Gail, the scarves.
These are scarves that are cooling scarves, so you can get them wet or put them around your neck, and that'll help keep you cool. And in particular for 4th of July, they have a patriotic theme, and also have some pins. I've got one of them on, I think you can see it, but there's pins there too. You're welcome to take any of those things that you'd like to. And if we run out of scarves and you want some, come on over, located, which is in the Community Services Building on the east side of Griffin campus, across from Jack in the Box.
Thank you again. All right, so at this point, as we know why we're here today, but before we get to the passing of the gavel and all of that, we have a special presentation in that honor. I'd like to invite up past District Governor Bob Dill. Please give him a round of applause.
So first off, I want everybody in the room to know that I'm really honored to be here at your club meeting today, honoring your current officers and your incoming officers. And I want you to also know that that's not really the reason I'm here today. This club has a long, great history of fine leaders and generous support for the Rotary Foundation and its efforts to do good all around the world. I've been over here on a number of occasions when Rotarians have been honored for their generous support of the foundation and the good that it does. And I'm especially privileged today to be here seems like the perfect time to do this. So, Liz, would you please come forward? So, following the great traditions of this club, Liz has generously contributed to the Rotary Foundation and has achieved major donor status. Liz is standing before you today as a leader who leads and truly leads by example. And we're proud of you, Liz, for being that person and for the contributions that you've made. Your example inspires others to join you in reaching out a helping hand. Those in need all around the world. I need to step in front of you. It's now my privilege, on behalf of the trustees of the Rotary Foundation, to present you with this major donor hand. And to present you with this token of the Rotary Foundation's appreciation for your donation. Congratulations. Regularly do this, but in the meetings that I go to, when I recognize somebody for becoming a major donor, I ask one thing of the room. Let's stand and recognize.
I want to thank all of you very much for being here to support what's happening today, but also for recognizing me for this major goal. Most of you in the club already knew that this was a goal of mine to reach by the time I became president. I've been holding on to it for a little bit so I could surprise the club, but I wanted it done before I became president, and this was a great opportunity for me to showcase my beliefs and my basically what I believe in and my commitment. Thank you. I'm a little shaken up. I wasn't expecting to be this nervous about it, but it really means a lot to me. And so I'll talk more later, but I really appreciate all of you being here and thank you for your support.
So in just a few moments, I'm going to ask my board to come up, but before I do that, I'd like to quickly go through my year over the next 5 or 6 minutes or so, and think of this last year and this board and all of the great things that we were able to do for our club and our community and our Rotary. So we see that's the day I started there, so that's a year ago essentially here today when I took over from Steve Morin. And I appreciate Dennis doing our service that day, passing of the gavel. I do want to recognize we have some sad goodbyes over the last year. 3 of our Rotarians, giants of our club, particularly Dawn, passed away during my year, so I would like to recognize Dawn and Paul and Ken. And it's a bit of a sad occasion. We will end on an upper note, but I did want to recognize these great Rotarians who left us in the last year. Gordon McAnally, our RI president, one of his big priorities was mental health. And I think that we did a good job at focusing that priority through our guest speakers and discussing it in our community, from Bonnie and Virginia from Suitor Club. And Jeffrey. Is Jeffrey here, by the way? I don't see him here today, but Jeffrey, by the way, became one of our members. So we were able to focus quite a bit on mental health priority this year. There were lots of Paul Harris Fellows, multiple ones. As you can see, I don't think I caught everybody's picture, but certainly Steve Wood and Larry Pace, Cindy Nashert and David Sabatini. And then this guy here, Kyle, he came up twice during my year. What's wrong with you? Well done. Paul Harris +2 and then +3. So good job, and thank you, Bill, for staying on top of that. We have a lot of fun raising money for our signature projects, our Bicycle for Success, and for bicycles and Nook readers, and our weekly gift certificates. Where is Craig? Is Craig out here somewhere? I don't see him. Without him, it would be really tough to do this, but you can see from these pictures on this particular slide is when we're at Barnes & Noble, and we are getting a percentage of the sales every day that we do that. It's a great fundraiser for us. You can see Liz and Jackie up there, and Pam and Liz McCowan and Mary, of course. And then some of these Nook readers, you can see them being awarded out to our local 7 local elementary schools. And then, we had a great presentation from Norman Public Schools on how we did this year. Well, not just this year, but since we started this program, I should mention that. So 344 bikes given away, over 32,000 raised since 2021, and 80,000 since 2016. So we've done a great job for our local community with this signature project. And here's some bike giveaways. There's our secretary who's up there, and I think maybe that's Andy Reeder and the other one, and Judy. One of my favorite service projects, and I know Liz McCowan's is as well, is at Pantry Partners. Have such a great time with them. We don't usually take a lot of pictures over there because we have to be careful not to take pictures of their clients, but we were able to get a few of what we do, whether it's gathering up school supplies or lunches for needy high schoolers. So this is one of my favorite projects, and by the way, I'll mention that we are going to be visiting them again on August 1st. And thanks to Steve Morin for keeping our pancake program alive. I don't know, Steve, did we figure out how many pancakes in a year we serve? It's got to be in the thousands, probably 10,000 or something like this at least. And again, one of our signature programs to local high school students, in this case at Norman High. Something I did a little bit different this year was speed networking. Right? Remember that day? I think we did it in September. It was a bit of fun to get to know each other a little bit better. I think that our club has a great speaker program, but once in a while we do something a little bit different. We go off-site, we do a field trip, and sometimes we stay here and just get to know each other a little bit better. This picture on the left really disturbs me. That's Bill in the mask over there, so we need to really get, where's Bill at? There he is. Yeah, let's keep a close eye on that fellow, and then, as we all know, Kyle is a Jedi Knight, so, but this was a lot of fun. He did have it coming, so a little bit of dark side on your part. But this was a lot of fun, the Norman Fall Fest. We were able to represent Rotary. Something that I wanted to do in my time as president was a little bit of veterans recognition and for active duty service. And so you might recall we did a service project here in early November. We put together these oral hygiene packs and sent them off to active duty servicemen and women deployed around the world. And then shortly, a week after that, I wanted to recognize those members of our club who are armed forces veterans as well. And I know I didn't catch everybody, so I still have some armed forces veterans pins that are Rotary pins. And that was one thing that I really enjoyed, as well as recognizing our veterans. I brought some of my own guest speakers. Go figure, they were both from OU. You'll certainly recognize Dr. Joshua Landis' name. He spoke on the Middle East and the Israeli-Palestinian, Israeli-Hamas conflict, and tried to help us understand all of the layers of problems there. And then Katerina Tsetsura, she is from Russia originally. She works at, she's a professor at the Gavel School of Journalism. But she kind of let us, a little bit more feeling about, what things are like in Russia today, considering the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Great programs. And that's thanks a lot to Stephen Caranda for hunting down a lot of these people. We remember some of the great speakers, like the SALT speaker, if you were here for that one. This one was on that par. Cliff talking about the oil industry in Los Angeles, California to a bunch of Okies, right? And what does this guy have to say that we don't know? There's a lot of oil right in Los Angeles. Doing our duty at Salvation Army, as we always do, ringing the bell. We brought in a new year with a fun bingo game put together by Stephen. I hope that we're able to do that again. That was a lot of fun. Rick McKinney, all of your great work with our Students of the Year. Liz McCowan, and there was a picture of Liz Barfield in there as well. It didn't show up, but we did a great food drive for the OU Food Pantry. And the OU Food Pantry is where I also chose to make a donation that the president does every year, and it was a $1,000 donation to them. Occasionally, we also had our monthly after hours. There's one tonight, don't forget. I think Liz is going to remind us about that. And we had our own after hours that we sponsored along with District for all of our local clubs, including Newcastle, Moore, and Purcell at the Well last month. And then this is the last slide, and I would like you to extend a round of applause for all of our new members, Joel, Joanne, Whitney, Gail, Corey, Mark, and Jeff. So thank you for joining Rotary. And finally, I don't have this, I think that's the last one, yes, thank goodness. What I want to also say is that I'm very proud to mention that this year, for my year, we are going to, and we'll get recognized at District Conference next year, but we are an EREY club, every Rotarian every year for the foundation. So thank you for that as well. So at this time, I would like to call up those members of our board, if you could come up here, and so we can properly thank you. My board, and then we'll bring up Liz's board. Do you want to bring them all up?
Well, I'm on your board, so.
All right. Yes, you come up. Yeah, everyone on my board, please come up who's here. So you can see that nothing that any president does is something that he or she can do by themselves. This is a team effort. I would like to thank each and every one of my board members for your help, your work, your assistance, your leadership, and your guidance to me when I went off track more than a couple times. So please give a great big round of applause for the outgoing board 2022. So I guess we can have everybody sit back down. Oh, hold up, Ron, say wait. If you're staying on the board, please stay up there. If you're departing the board and you're not on the board from 24 to 25, you may sit down. Oh, well, quite a few are still there. So I think at this point, I will pass this over to someone that you might have heard of. Past president of our Rotary Club, 1983-1984, past district governor of district, was it 5770 back then as well? And Rotary International president from 2013-2014, Mr. Ron Burton.
If you're going to serve on next year's board and not up here, please join us.
Joe Foot, Kurt, is Randy here? Oh, you're already up here. All right, you want? Okay, that's everyone. That's you.
Thank you, Madam President-elect Still. As usual, I'm going to do this my way. Having been president of this club 40 years ago, past presidents, my name is I will work on that for next year, and we can all walk out of here with a volume of Rotary, Norman Rotary history. I'm teasing, of course. I think it's critically important, and we've been very fortunate in the Norman Rotary Club to have incredible presidents and incredible boards to help those presidents and keep our club in the great Rotary spirit. So I think it's very important that each member of the board accept that responsibility, and so I'm going to ask them to take an oath. So listen to me, board members, see how good they are. I'm going to say I, and then I'm going to want you to say your name. I'm not going to say my name, and I'm not going to say your name. You say your name, and if you'd rather use someone else's name up here, please feel free. So please raise your right hand. I do solemnly pledge that I will fulfill the duties of my office in the Rotary Club of Norman, Oklahoma, USA. It's always a challenge. To the best of my ability, that I will support President Liz, and that I will abide by our club's constitution and bylaws. Thank you very much for those of you who have been serving, for your past service, and for the entire board for your future service. So you may be seated. Thank you. The magic of Rotary. You know, I know the incoming president of Rotary International pretty well. She's from the Rotary District, where the president of Rotary International was from the year I was district governor. His name was Chuck Keller, so I have an idea where she got her theme. Those of you who've been district governor are very well aware of the International Assembly, where all of the candidates for district governor from all over the world come to be trained. They're there for almost a week. It's very intense. It's a lot of Rotary, just every day, every minute. I went to Opryland Hotel in Nashville, Tennessee back in 1987. I think Mary went to Anaheim. Dennis went to San Diego. That's now being held in Florida. But in 1989, it was at the mountain at South Point in Phoenix, Arizona. They got thrown out of the hotel they had been using, so they had to find another venue. And the funny thing about it, it reminded me of 1967 when I was at Camp Eagle at Fort Sill in ROTC, living in tents, when it was a whole lot hotter than it is this summer. And President Chuck Keller, that's the first time I ever heard him say it, you know, it doesn't matter where we have our International Assembly, because we create our own magic. Again, that's Stephanie Urchick's district. I've been in her district several times. I've got some other very interesting stories to tell you about. Remind me sometime to tell you about the good ship Rotary, which was a little schooner that Paul Harris bought at a 5 and dime and used as a hammer, and it resides now in Norman, Oklahoma. It's a great story, but it's a great privilege for me to have the opportunity to bring in another incredible Rotarian from this club to serve as our president. You look back, even at the short list, and think about the kind of incredible service that we've gotten from every one of the people who've had the opportunity to handle this gavel. We've been very lucky. And I don't care what anybody says, and I've been to virtually every Rotary meeting you can go to. Rotary starts not start in Evanston, Illinois. No one cares, and I've told them this in the boardroom many times, no one cares what you do here. Just get your business done and go home. Because Rotary happens at the club level. That's why club leadership is so critically important. And you know what? We're on a winning streak of A+. And we've done it again this coming year. Had a pretty good year this last year. And the year before. I could go around the room and everybody knows what I'm talking about. But Liz, I would like to ask you to come forth and take the oath of office as president of the Rotary Club of Norman, Oklahoma, USA. I'm going to do the same thing with you that I did with them, and I bet you know your name. I do solemnly pledge that I will faithfully execute the office of president.
I do solemnly pledge that I will
Execute the office
of President
of the Rotary Club of Norman, Oklahoma, USA.
of the Rotary Club of Norman, Oklahoma, USA,
And that I will, to the best of my ability,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
support the district governor
support the district governor
and Rotary International,
and Rotary International,
and that I will uphold the Constitution and bylaws of this club.
and I will uphold the Constitution and bylaws of this club.
My fellow members,
My fellow members.
no. We didn't practice that, but we will next time. Please join me in welcoming and congratulating President.
Thank you so much, Ron. We have a few things to tie up loose ends from Rob's years, so we're gonna let Rob come back up for a few minutes and present some things, and then we'll get, finish up the year with a few things I have to say. We'll be out maybe 1:05. If you have to leave, go ahead and leave, but try to be very, very quick.
So I have been relieved, but I missed one thing, so I would like to call Mr. Michael Stinnett up here very quickly. Please, welcome, Michael. So Michael has been a steadfast worker and board member this year, and it's my honor to award to you the Rotary Service Above Self Award, presented to Michael Stinnett in recognition of outstanding dedication and service, Norman Rotary 2023-2024. Let's give him another big round of applause. So we're going to do the ceremonial passing of the gavel from the old to the new. Yes, I am old. Please, once again, let's please welcome Liz Barfield as your new president. Here is your gavel.
That ceremony of the gavel passing, stay up here. We're gonna switch flags. Magic of Rotary, look how magical that was. You got a shiny new badge, Rob. Yeah. Which I guess that means.
Now I get a snipe from the audience. Yes.
Spring time, a new badge, and Liz McCallum, will you please come up? You are no longer a president nominee, you are now president-elect. Two years of Liz's. We also have a special gift for you, Rob.
Oh.
leadership and your hard work and dedication to our club. Thank you very much. Briefly. Okay, here we go. For those of you who don't know me, I'd like to take a few minutes to introduce myself. I'm originally from Albany, Georgia, and I'm a huge Georgia Bulldog fan. I'm married to Matt, who is here today. However, he travels a lot, and you may not see him very much this year. Matt and I met almost 20 years ago when we both lived in Georgia. We have been married for 12 years, all of which we've spent in Norman. We have two adorable fur babies, Fred, a 12-year-old English Springer Spaniel, and Charlie, my 10-month-old English Field Cocker Spaniel. And yes, he is my baby. I own two small businesses here in Norman. LGB Consulting, which is a food and beverage consulting company, and Better Bites by Liz B, which most of y'all know about, is my newest venture and has been around for about a year. I prepare healthy, ready-to-eat meals for those who don't like to cook, and those are also too busy and need some help with meals along the way. When I have free time, I enjoy spending time with Matt, my friends, and of course my dogs. I love trying new foods, cooking for themed parties, well, you just talked to me about that anytime, kayaking, fishing, and shooting sporting clays, as well as relaxing in a pool or a lake, and of course, you know, I love to travel. When I was 29 years old, I worked for Holiday Inn in my hometown as a young, determined salesperson. I valued connections and loved giving back to my community. So when a friend invited me to a Rotary meeting, I said yes. And if you know me well, you know I couldn't say no. I enjoyed the structure of the Rotary meetings and continued to attend until I joined the Dougherty County Rotary Club in September of 2006. I met Julian Price in this club. I started contributing to the Rotary Foundation, even though I was not making very much money at the time. Very young professional. I felt it was important to contribute because it became my main source of giving in my early years. Julian was a mentor, and seeing my progress towards my first Paul Harris Fellow, he generously donated to get the rest of the money to get me there faster. I was beyond humbled by his generosity, and it left a lasting positive impact on my first few years of Rotary. I still think of that to this day and aspire to be like Julian. I did invite him and his wife, Lane, here today, but due to his health, he could not make the trip. Why do I stay in Rotary? I stay because I enjoy connecting with people that I wouldn't have met otherwise. I strongly believe in the motto, service above self, which is the essence of Rotary. I love giving back to my community and witnessing our positive impact around the world. This brings me to how I got here today. Through many years of volunteering, connecting, listening, learning, growing, donating, fundraising, and caring for others in my community. I want to thank my friends and family that are here today and the ones that could not make it. Your support of my journey over the years has been invaluable, and I'm deeply grateful for your unwavering encouragement and belief in me. To the Rotarians of this club, thank you so much for selecting me as your president of the Norman Rotary Club for 24-25. I am delighted, honored, and appreciative to be chosen by my peers for this position. I look forward to a fantastic year. Get ready for some magic. When I attended district conference in April, I heard a speech that resonated deeply with me and perfectly aligned with our Rotary International theme this year, Magic of Rotary. While you can find other versions online, here's my rendition. A mother takes her daughter into the kitchen and boils 3 pots of water. One has a carrot, one has an egg, and one has a coffee bean. Once the items have had time to sit in their boiling water for a period of time, the mother asks her daughter to take the items out and observe each item. Her observations is that each one reacted differently to the situation, just as people react differently to adversity. The carrot starts out hard and becomes soft, just like someone appearing strong but losing strength and becoming soft. The egg starts out fragile liquid on the inside, but becomes hard. The mother explains that this could be a person who starts with a malleable heart, but becomes hardened and stiff. Then the mother gets to the coffee bean. The coffee bean had changed the water for the better. It actually helped it reach its peak flavor by boiling. It was like magic. All the while, the coffee bean didn't change. It remained brown and hard. In fact, it could change more water. That water may be diluted, but it would still make an impact. And yet, the coffee bean was still a coffee bean. The mother explained to the daughter that this is someone who changes the situation around them for the better. We are going to be the coffee beans. Together, we will bring positive change to our club, our community, and the world. As people of action, I believe we can make a significant difference. Rotary has 7 areas of focus, as seen on the poster. And these areas of focus create magic all around the globe. I believe in the magic. The way we will achieve our goals will be to focus on 5 key areas. 1, membership and attendance. Look at this room today. Look how many people are here. I love it. That was not my speech, but it's an added bonus. Let's get members back to meetings so we can connect and get them re-engaged again. Number 2, Rotary Foundation. Every Rotarian, every year. We made it, this achievement, thanks to Rob, our past president. Great sound, huh? And we want to keep that moving forward. I also want to educate everyone more about the foundation. Bill does a wonderful job. We're going to do more on that. Why our dollars matter and how they impact us here. Bigger impact with service projects, locally and globally. More to come on that soon, but our club focuses on literacy, and I have some new ideas to address the needs in other parts of the world. Number 4, growing connections within our club as well as other Rotary clubs in the area. And number 5, credit where credit is due. Ensuring our club receives recognition for the hard work, volunteering, and donations we give to our community. I'm looking forward to energizing, engaging, and empowering all of you so that together we can create magic and impact our world through Rotary. Thank you all so much. Now, one. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you, Rotarians. Thank you, visiting Rotarians, guests, all of my family, friends that took time off, Rob's friends and everyone that came and their family. Thank you for supporting his accomplishments, for supporting me and my goals and my ambitions for this year. A few little notes for the end. We want everyone to have a great week. Please have a safe 4th of July. We will not meet next week, but tonight we do have an all-club social at Cross Canyons Brewery from 5 to 7. All are welcome. You do not have to be a Rotarian to come. We hope to see you there. Liz McCallum will be taking over for me for July 11th. As a become president, I can't be here for my very first meeting. I'm sorry. And for my board, please note we will have a board meeting on July 18th before the actual Rotary meeting on July 18th. Do we have any other announcements? For the board members that are helping to clean out the closet today, not it, then please stay after and help clean out the closet. Okay, and with that, yes? We have cake to eat. If you didn't get any, please get some on the way out. And with that, we are adjourned.
It's my gift to you.